Hello friends, today we are going to discuss the double helical structure of the DNA. As we have seen, James Watson and Francis Crick on 25th April 1953 proposed the double helical model of DNA. They have used Chargaff's rule and X-ray diffraction of DNA to support their model. Chargaff proposed two rules. Chargaff's first parity rule states that in any segment of double-stranded DNA, frequencies of adenine and thymine are equal, so are the frequencies of cytosine and guanine. Chargaff's second parity rule, which is also called as the symmetry principle, states that oligonucleotide frequencies are approximately equal to its complement reverse oligonucleotide frequencies. Rosalind Franklin and Maurice Wilkins used X-ray diffraction to demonstrate that the DNA is double helical. DNA is composed of basic building blocks called nucleotides, which are joined to form two polynucleotide chains that are twisted to confer double helix. Each nucleotide in turn is composed of aldopentose sugar, nitrogenous bases, and a phosphoric acid. The sugar present in nucleic acids is aldopentose, which is deoxyribose in DNA, in which 2' carbon is without the hydroxyl group, and ribose in RNA. Both aldopentoses adopt furanose, that is closed 5-membered ring, form in nucleic acids. Two types of sugar puckers are mostly found in nucleic acids. C3' endopucker is present in aDNA and RNA, while C2' endopucker is present in bDNA. Since C3' endopucker produces shorter phosphate-phosphate bond, aDNA is more compact than the bDNA. The sugar pucker is known to influence incorporation of nucleotides and extension of nucleic acids by polymerases. The nitrogenous bases are planar, heterocyclic, hydrophobic, and weakly basic. These are produced endogenously in humans. There are two types of nitrogenous bases: purines and pyrimidines. The purines present in DNA as well as RNA are adenine and guanine, while pyrimidine presents in DNA are thymine and cytosine. Thymine is replaced with uracil in RNA. Naturally, pyrimidines and guanine are present in keto or lactam form. The keto or lactam and enol forms are the tautomers formed as a result of displacement of hydrogen atom bound to nitrogen towards the oxygen. If you look at the differences between the purines and pyrimidines, the purines are derived from double ring structure. Purines can also be derived from pyrimidines by adding the imidazole ring. Pyrimidines are derived from single ringed structure. The purines consist of 5 carbons and 4 nitrogen atoms, while pyrimidines are made up of 4 carbons and 2 nitrogen atoms. The purine ring is formed from residues of different origin. N3 and N9 comes from amide groups of glutamine, N1 from aspartate, C2 and C8 comes from formyl residue of formyl tetrahydrofolate, C6 from carbon dioxide, and C4, C5 and N7 from glycine. Pyrimidines, on the other hand, are derived from aspartate, carbamoyl phosphate, and phosphoribosyl pyrophosphate, that is PRPP. Examples of purine include adenine, which is the 6-amino purine, and guanine, which is the 2-amino 6-oxypurine. Pyrimidines include thymine, which is 5-methyl 2,4-dioxypyrimidine, cytosine, which is 2-oxo 4-amino pyrimidine, and uracil, which is the 2,4-dioxypyrimidine. Quantification as well as qualitative analysis of RNA and DNA, since they absorb maximally at 260 nanometer, which falls in UV region. The beta glycosidic bond is formed between 1' carbon of ribose or 2' carbon of deoxyribose and N9 of purines or N1 of pyrimidines to form a nucleoside. The beta glycosidic linkage allows free rotation. There are two main configurations with reference to spatial arrangement of atoms in the sugar and nitrogenous bases, called syn and anti forms. The anti form is thermodynamically more favored over the syn form in nucleic acid. Phosphoric acid forms ester bond with 5' carbon of ribose or 2' deoxyribose present in nucleoside to form nucleotides. The adjacent nucleotides are held together by ester bond between the 3' OH of 2' deoxyribose of one nucleotide and phosphate attached to 5' hydroxyl group of another nucleotide to form the phosphodiester linkage. This sugar phosphate forms the backbone of the helix. The double helix consists of two polynucleotide chains held together by means of weak hydrogen bonds between the nitrogenous bases of chains. A pairs with T with two weak hydrogen bonds, while C pairs with G with three weak hydrogen bonds. High number of hydrogen bonding gives thermodynamic stability, information content, and specificity of base pairing. In addition to hydrogen bonding, electron cloud interactions due to base stacking contribute significantly to stabilize the DNA. The two strands are antiparallel, that is, one strand runs in 5' to 3' direction, while other strand runs in 3' to 5' direction. The two strands are complementary. This property is the result of shape and hydrogen bonding properties of nitrogenous bases. DNA is more flexible than assumed since individual bases may flip out from the helix in a phenomenon called base flipping. Base flipping enables DNA methylation, removal of damaged bases, homologous recombination, and repair of DNA caused by lesions. DNA is right-handed with a diameter of 20 angstrom unit. Each turn of the helix consists of 10 bases called helical periodicity. Each base from a DNA is displaced from its adjacent base by about 36 degrees. Double helical DNA has major and minor grooves, which are the consequences of geometry of base pairs. Major grooves have large angle, while minor grooves have narrow angle due to protuberance of sugars by about 120 degrees from the bases. The major groove is rich in chemical information that allows the recognition of DNA sequences without opening or disrupting the DNA helix. Thank you.